So before we start, I just wanted to cover something really quick. I've been receiving a lot of emails in regards to how to add additional people or how to grant access to additional people. So what you would do is, and let me just type it here. I had my page. If you receive some staff members that would like to be added to a specific section, I would need their first and last name as well as their email account. Only because sometimes I'm being sent just the email account, and again, I need both to add them. So that's step one. Step two would also be the section. So notice how you have all these channels and sections. I would need to know which section specifically do you want that person to have access to, whether it's the home page or if it's the front page calendar. I would just need that part. So that's just because I've been receiving emails. So in case your principal asks you to add 5 people, you just need to send me, your principal would need to send me an email with, and they can copy you on it with a list of those staff members that need to have access. Okay? And again, I'm just going to go through our agenda and our training, and at the end, I'll leave some open time in case you guys have questions. That's because we're expecting, I believe, 14 people, and it might be hard if everyone's trying to interact at the same time. And I think someone has either their volume up, but it's making an echo. Okay. So to start with, we're going to start on the home page. Just again, a quick review. So I'm going to be working on Reynolds Lane Elementary for today's session. So you would just click on the, usually if you click on the cloud, that's right next to the word Reynolds Lane, it should bring you here to the home page. Now on the home,
those aren't working.
On the home page, you would see the homepage tab and the calendar. So let's go ahead and click on the home page, or you could just follow along. So notice how most of you have the rotating images app that I added. And then also you have some people have the announcements app, upcoming events, the welcome, quick links, district links, and map and directions. Now, these two that are white, they're shared apps. Oh, I believe we just got someone else here. Okay. They're shared apps, what means a shared app that I can
staff. The meeting is now already began out in the media center.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So the shared apps are only able to be edited by myself or Mark Sherwood.
On the call.
But the rest of them, you guys can always add more to them or add them. So that's just a quick overview about the front page. And notice how each letter has a specific section on the website. Can someone turn down their mic, or you can technically turn it off, just because I'm hearing a lot of echo? So please go ahead and turn off your headset. Thank you. Okay, so that was just a quick overview on the front page. Now, and we'll come back to the front page slideshow and the rest of these apps. So just to give you another refresher here, notice how we have set channels for you already. So you have About Us, Contact Us, Parents, Students, Staff, and Programs. At this point, we will not be adding any additional channels or renaming the ones that we currently have, only because it's been causing confusion for those that have been changing those channels. And also remember that you will have a new template coming towards the end of October. And these are all the channels that SchoolWires are going to build for you. So you want to make sure that you only keep these. That way you don't lose any content, and also there's not confusion. But you can always add sections. So again, these are called channels. Now I'm going to click on About Us. So About Us has, well, this school has 3 sections. So remember, anytime you're in the red page, that means you're in the channel workspace. So this person created 3 sections. I will create an additional one for those of you that need a reminder on how to create a section. So the first step is click on New Section, and I'm going to call it Test. And remember, everything you post is live, so just make sure that if you're testing with something that you delete it towards the end. For now, until we all gain a little bit more experience, I'm just clicking on Blank Section. You will find out later on that there are different sections here. However, I would definitely just recommend that you go with the blank section for now. And then you would click on Save. So notice how I have a section. Now, if you stop at this point and click on View Website, people will be able to see your section, which is About Us. However, if you do not create a page, this is what happens. So you don't want to just stop at creating a section. You always want to make sure that you create a page, which I will show you how to do next. So now, again, we're back here at the section workspace. I'm sorry, the channel workspace with the adding new sections. So now to add a page to my section, you would click on the title. And notice how now you're in the page workspace. So you would click on New Page. Now there's different options here, but for now, again, for the time being, I would just like for you guys to stick to the Flex Page Editor. Why? I know there's others, and I know that if you follow the guides and tutorials, it will show you how to use other pages, but this is probably the most efficient one that has all the tools that you'll need. So just for the time being, again, until you gain a little bit more experience, I would recommend that you just stick with Flex Page. You will give your page the same name. We'll preferably just keep the same name as your section. And now,
Hi.
Oh my God.
So okay. If you could just, if that person could just put their headset down, thank you. So now we would just click on the title. And notice how it brings you here. Now, I know many of you have pages that say under construction because those were created by us. And again, they were created with the same purpose, because if you do not add text to your page, you will get that message that says error. So if you're working on your page, I understand that sometimes, you know, either you gave access to someone else and maybe it's a PTA page, but just make sure that either you say coming soon or check back with us soon or something there. Otherwise, you will get that error page. And also maybe make sure that it's current. Maybe once a week you meet with that person and that person adds content, because you do not want to have many pages that say either coming soon or under construction, because parents will check frequently, and if they still see that a week after, then they're going to start calling me. So just make sure that you add content to your page. Now, since we're here in the page section, notice how you have this menu toolbar. This is very similar to Word, to your Word document, or to other web templates that you might use or you used previously. I will show you today how to add documents or how to link to outside URLs. Again, Flex Editor, it will do that for you. Just make sure that you don't have a lot of documents. If you do, then you need a different page type, and that would be the Flex Library app, which that one you can upload as many documents as you want. So this app is pretty much for text and maybe one or two documents, pictures, or links to outside pages. If you need assistance with adding a Flex library, please send me an email and I will show you how. So for today, I will again just send a test. So let's just say that I want to add a document. These are the steps that you would take. The first step is that you would click on this paperclip icon, and it says Insert File Link. We prefer PDF, so please do not upload Word documents because not everyone is able to open those. And notice how it says Upload File, Existing File, or Shared File. I'm just going to leave it as Upload File. You're going to browse and just going to upload this one for now. Open, continue. Link text, that's just the tag that what people will click on once they see your link. So I would just name it test document. Now target, you have 3 different options here. You could leave it as none or open in a new window or leave the link on the same window. So I'm just for this time going to leave it a none, and you click on insert file. So now you have a document that's linked to a PDF in the title. Now what if, and then you will continue the process. What if you want to do the same with a, let's just say it's an external website or maybe a page to the district, just a website instead of a document. What you would do then is you would click on insert link. And then you can either, so it gives you options here, email address, bookmark, I want to say web address. And I'm just going to do a test one here. And again, target gives you the same options. So if you click on insert link, notice how you have now a link to an external website. And now we also have the option of adding one picture. So maybe for those of you that have a principals page and you just need one picture, this is the process that you would take. So insert image, browse. I believe I have picture. Now my picture might be a little bit too big, but just so that you can get the idea. So just gonna do thumbnail size. Continue. Alternative text, test. And again, you can change the size here. Alignment, you always want to set it as default, otherwise your picture will always get stuck either left or right. So if you still want to make sure that there's going to be text under it, I would just select default. Insert image. So again, my image is this small because I chose, there was an option to make it this small. But if you do not want it to the left, you could always just click on it once and then use your Justify Center to move it. And then you could just add, just under it, or you can move the text. So again, this toolbar is pretty similar to your Word documents. So this is very similar. There are other tools, but again, these are the main ones that you'll be using. And feel free to visit the How Do I tab if you want to explore and maybe use more tools, because those guides are very self-explanatory and they will show you pretty much all the steps to do that. So this is pretty much all you would do on a page. I'm going to go ahead and save it. So now either you could just view a website to view how it looks on the outside. So this is pretty much what they see. But what if you're just not ready to publish your website, the page? What if you're still working on it? You could do that by making your page inactive. To do that, you'd have to go back to the main channel, which was under About Us. You would click on your section, which I called Test 1, and it'll bring you to your page. So all you have to do is you click on active, and that automatically deactivates your page. So you can either do it this way, or you can just go ahead and delete the page. But this is helpful if you are still working on your page. So instead of maybe writing under construction, you could just have it in the inactive in the meantime. But for the time being, I'm just going to delete my page because everything's live. So also you could just go ahead and click on delete, and then you click on delete. Or you could just delete the whole thing if you delete the actual section. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete. Now, when you delete a section, it does ask you to confirm. And once you delete something, I can't even get it back. So make sure that you really want to delete a page or a section, because I won't be able to get that back for you. Okay, so now that we saw how to add a section and a page and a channel, we will now move on to the template colors. I know some of you wanted to know how to change the color of the templates. To do that, again, remember, if you always want to go to the home page, you could just click on the cloud next to your school. Okay? To change the template color, what you would need to do is to click on Settings, and then Advanced, and then click on Change. and it might take a while to load. So I recommend that you use Firefox for a browser, just because things might look different on IE than they do on Firefox. Now notice how with this school they haven't changed their colors, and I won't save my changes, but I will show you how. You would go to template colors, and notice how it has primary color, secondary color, accent color, background color. So you could just play with all of these. Remember, everything's live, so you might just preview it before you publish. So to change it, there are two options. You could either choose from the colors that you have here. So let's just say that I want to make it gold. Select color, secondary color. Gonna make it another. I'm just gonna stay in the same pattern here, and that one. So I want to preview it. Let's see. So save and preview, pretty much just this preview it. So it changed some of the colors here. I believe you can also change the background color. Let's try that one too. Let's maybe save and preview. Okay, so it does change the background color. Now everything is still in testing mode until you click on publish and exit. Once you click on publish and exit, it's live for everyone else to see. Otherwise, you could always just play here. If you feel like you've made a mistake, you can either just click on I'm done, or you could just click on reset current live version. And what that does is it just sends it back to what we originally gave you guys, which is just the blue colors. So so that was one option. Another way of doing it, I found this website, and I know there's many, so feel free to choose whichever one you feel more comfortable with. And this website gives me the exact hex code for the color. So maybe if you want a particular blue or a specific pink, this is where you would get the hex code, and then you can use that here. So again, let me just do it one more time for those of you that didn't see it. Oh, here we go. Okay, so if you go here to template colors, this is where you would copy and paste that number. So notice the numbers here, and you just paste it here. So that's just if you want a specific, and like I said, there's more websites, so feel free to explore the ones that you want. So I don't want this page anymore here. So that's how you would change the template for your colors. Make sure that you don't make, because I've seen that in some, if you do change the colors, that you don't make this like bright pink and then the letters green so that no one can read the announcements. Just keep in mind that this is preferable if you keep the letters bold or black, or a font that it's readable for others. So that's how you change the template color. Now we're going to move on to the calendar. So notice that, again, if you're in another section, all you have to do is you click on the white cloud, and it usually takes you here to the home page. So let's go ahead and click on the calendar. Okay. So this school, they have a book fair apparently from the 9th through the 13th. So we'll just do a test calendar. A test event. So you would click on new event. And again, I'm just going to write down test. Now, if it's for another day, make sure that you check your calendar dates here, because it usually will just put it on the date that you click on, or today's date. So it starts on today's date, even though I clicked on a different date. So I just want it for today. Now with the time, you can give it a start time here, so 8 a.m. If it does not have an end time, you would just click on no end time, so all you would see is the test and the time. If it does, you could just say 2 p.m. If it's an all-day event, then you just click on all day, and I'm just going to leave it as all day. Description is optional.
The district for websites.
Category. Now this is a different, it's another tool that you could use. I noticed that some schools have been using it. These were default, these were created by us. So again, if you have a specific color, let us know. But like for instance, if it's a holiday, you could just select pink, and then you could click on save. So notice how it has a different color. So this is helpful sometimes to separate different events, and they don't all look the same. So feel free to use all the colors there. To delete it, literally just hover over it and then you click on delete and delete. So that's pretty much how you would do a calendar event. There are options on how to import events, but it's a little bit more complex. If you want to import events, you would click on import events. You would click on it again, but it does require, notice it says here, CSV import file. You can click there to download a sample and just to show you what it looks like. Oh, I think it's doing it right now. Okay. For some reason, it's just not opening it today, but it's you would need a specific CSV file to import all those events. Once you do that file, then you could just browse and attach your file there. But I would definitely recommend to just either, if you have someone, this would be great if you have another staff member that decides to take over the calendar, then definitely let me know and I can give that person rights. That way they could just start with the month of September for the rest of the year. So that would take us to the calendar and calendar events. So now we're going to go back here to the home page. Okay. So this is a perfect example of the front page slideshow. So again, remember how I mentioned that most schools at the beginning had this shared app, which were just generic pictures created by us to occupy that spot on the front page for now until you had your pictures created, and then you could just replace mine with yours. So this is how you would do it. So the step one to replacing that front page slideshow would be to click on Manage Apps and Layout. Then you would click on Add App. Okay. Next, you would click on, and then again, you have these different apps can go on different sections, but for certain sections, for instance, section A is specifically just for a photo gallery app. Otherwise, you'll break your template. So you would click on photo gallery app. You have to give it a name. What I've been doing is just giving it the same name as your school, only because we have a library for all these galleries. I'm sorry, for all your apps, and we could just see all of your apps. So just to avoid confusion, I would just name it the exact same as your school. And then also to remind you of what size you need, because you do need a specific size for this template, otherwise it will not work. So if you don't see it on your front page, it's because you either missed a step or the size is not correct. So 726 width times 368 height. So that's pretty much the size for your pictures. Otherwise, it most likely won't work. And then you would click on Save. So once you have yours here, please remember to delete mine. Otherwise, the same thing will happen where you won't see anything on the front page. So just remember to remove mine. So you go here, you say yes, Reynolds Elementary, okay, and then you would click on I'm done. Unless you want to drag and drop some of the other ones. Again, you cannot delete something that's shared, but you can always add more to the ones that are there. So then you would just click on I'm done. And then you would click on the gallery that you just created. Okay, so remember, gallery width, for those of you that missed that step, is 726. And then you would click on Let's Get Started. So now you can start uploading your photos, and I'm going to do some of the generic ones that I have. So upload photos. Okay. Okay, so I have my pictures here, and the next step would be to click on Upload. Okay, so I have the pictures here. So now the next step would be to one by one, you will have to adjust your photo so that it has that
I'm
same
in a webinar right now. So
size.
as long as they're working call, they're just gonna hear it.
So you would click on adjust photo. And again, you have different tools here that you could play around with and change your photo. But what I would just do is click on adjustment and then resize. Again, you can crop your picture. You have all these different options, but I would just select resize. So width's already set for 726. Now height, I do want 368. Oh. So there we go. If you, this is another option. If you say keep proportions, it'll keep the proportions of your picture, but you can always opt to turn it off. That way you can just do the ones that you really want. So it's 726 times 368. Oh. Okay. Next, don't forget to click on apply, or again, if you made a mistake, you can do cancel, but I'm going to do apply. So I've resized my picture. All I have to do now is click on save. You do not have to name it unless you want to, so I'm just going to click on save. The next one, I'm just going to do the rest here. So adjustment, resize, 726, 368, apply, save, save. And then 2 more. So adjustment. So again, the reason why I'm resizing it's because it's very important that they have that exact size. Otherwise, it'll break your template and you will not see it on the page. Or you might see it on the front page, but it removes all of your global icons if the picture's too big. So now the next step to do before you click on publish would be to go to options. And instead of flash, it needs to be FASON object. And then you click on save. So it looks like you're done, but you still need one more step. So again, if you do not see it on your front page, it's because you missed one of these steps. Now you're going to click on publish. Yes. You select yes there. So now it's published. So to see it, all you would do is click on view website. And now you have your front page slideshow and it'll switch. There's a tutorial that I have, which I'll show you towards the end on all the steps on how to do this, how to do the front page selector. But again, please make sure that you remove mine after you've created yours and then all the pictures have that size. Otherwise, you will not see it. Or these icons here will disappear.
Can we ask a question?
Sure. Feel free to ask a question.
Well, I'm in the design mode on my home page, and it seems that panel A, C, and D are open to change, but B and E, I'd like to do some app work in there, but mine are locked. How do you unlock them?
Yours are locked. Okay, I will review yours towards the end, but I believe that the reason why they're locked is, and I'm going to go back here to the home page. So B and E shouldn't be locked. The only one that might be locked is this one here, district links, only because we will provide those for you. However, you can add quick links. So if you click on quick links here, this is where you would add new links. And again, if yours is locked, send me an email towards the end with a screenshot, and I will assist you because it might be your editor rights that are not there. And that's why.
Yeah, B and E are locked.
B and E are locked. Okay, and if you can just send me again a screenshot so that I could see why. Now, did you go to this? Did you click on Manage Apps and Layout, and they're still locked?
I did because my other ones are not locked. they're open. I can edit and share and do whatever I want. So B and E are locked.
Okay, so yeah, again, send me an email with that screenshot and I will take care of yours individually.
All right. You might have to show me how to do a screenshot, but okay.
Okay. Or just send me an email with your school and the specific ones that are locked, and I will look into that. So moving
Thank you.
back here, just to do a quick overview, I showed you how to add the front page editor. We changed the color for your template. You reviewed the calendar. Now, and you saw the channels and sections. Another thing that I wanted to cover is here. Notice that some schools, and I know not all of you because we're trying to get to all of them by the end of this week, hopefully, have the school staff directory. You will not have to take care of the school staff directory because the one that we are providing for you is being generated. It's an automatic file that we are uploading, and it just displays, and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. So school staff directory, and it'll look something like this. Now, if you have the wrong school, send me an email. I'll take care of that. But this is kind of what we're at right now in phase 1. In the future, we might add a picture, but for now, this is how it is. So all schools will have a staff directory coming from us. If yours doesn't, please be patient. We are working on all of them, and it should be there by the end of this week. So that's just something that I wanted to mention. Also,
Wow, mine's up and that looks great.
okay, thank you. So also, being that you're here, remember how if you want to give someone access, or if you just want to make sure that the correct person's in the appropriate tab, remember that you could always click on the section, and if you click on directors and viewers, that'll show you who's currently able to manage that section. So again, if the wrong name is there or if you are missing someone, please let me know. But this is how I give them access. So going back here to the front page. Now, if you want to send a specific text, any questions from the tools that I just covered?
Yeah, I noticed in the school directory, when you click on the link to the teacher website, it's not bringing up their website. It's bringing up a standard basic Devon
Yes.
County website.
That is because I believe that some of them, that list is being pulled from Uncourse, and teachers currently, that's what they're using. So if it's not, if it doesn't have enough content, or actually, let me just check this one. So you're saying that.
Well, I just pulled up mine, and mine is populated very well, and it's getting something else.
Okay. So again, if you run into any of that, let me know. But any questions about the steps on how to maybe add a page, a section, how we got to the front page slideshow, any questions like that, feel free to right now send me a message and I will cover that. Otherwise, we will move on to the next step. So moving on, I'm going to go back here to the front page and we're going to go back to the home page. Now, I know you heard me earlier about mentioning that some announcements can be placed on your section B, as well as quick links that would be populated by us. So let me start here with announcements. Now, with announcements, you would click on New Announcement. And again, I'm going to make mine a test. Now, I've noticed that if you start adding the text right at the beginning here, you might not, because of the way that the template is set up, you might not see it the way that you want to. So what I've been doing is just clicking enter and making it more towards the middle. And then again, because this is what will show on your front page, the actual text, not necessarily the title. So you can make it bold and big. And let's see what that looks like. Oh. So just to show you what this is going to look like on the front page, you would click on Save. And let's do this. So notice how the title is not there, but it's only the text. So make sure that under the description, you, and again, keep it short. You don't want to add more and more to this because remember, that's where the calendar events are for. And under upcoming events, that's what it does. It populates all of your calendar events here. So make sure that you just keep this short, otherwise it'll take up a lot of space here. So going back, now I'm going to show you how to do and again, you can just delete it, which I'll do right now. Delete. So going back to the home page, another section that I wanted to show you is quick links. So again, remember, district quick links, those are generated by us. If you feel that we are missing a district-wide information link or resource link, let us know. But otherwise, you could have your own personal quick links here that are related to your school. So link text, I'm going to say test, web address, open in the same window, parent link, none, auto expand, or activate on page. So we're going to click on save there, and let's view the website. So notice how now under your quick links, you have one called test, and if I hover over it, it would take me to Google. So again, another thing that I wanted to add is if for whatever reason your school is listed differently, let me know. I could change the name. I know some schools have a longer name, so just let me know. Otherwise, you can always change it here. So if there's something that's misspelled, or if you just see LM instead of elementary, let me know, or you could also change it here. So I'm just going to click on cancel. But I did want to show you one thing. So when we went live with all the school sites, we just had webmaster and email address. It was webmaster@duvalschools.org and your school's phone number. So for those of you that you already have, you are the assigned web content manager for your school, please make sure that you place your name here and also your email address here. That way your parents would contact your school, and they wouldn't have to contact us first, because we receive a large amount of emails on a daily basis. So if you are the web content manager, this is where your information would go. That way most of them have specific questions related to your school, and they would be easier for them to have a person directly of who to contact, because many of them ask me and I have to get to a list and then find your school and find the name. So if you place your information, or whoever's information is going to be here, it would be easier for them to contact you. So this is where that would go. So I just wanted to point that out. And then the other, so again, we cover the photo gallery, the template. Make sure that the colors are the ones that you want to keep, because we will be moving to our new template in October. And what we do is we send those colors, or the hex code more or less, to school wires, and they will then give you your new template with those hex codes. So whatever colors you see now, those are the ones that we will take. So if you change your colors to be, I don't know, orange and yellow, those are the ones that we will give them. So make sure that you have the appropriate color. Also, in terms of, and I'm just going to go to the front page here, logo. I know that's a big question. We will be taking care of your logo. If you haven't sent one, I will send a reminder again this week. Please make sure that you send me one. We will make enhancements to it if it needs to, and we will make sure that we upload them. So that will be on your new template as soon as we receive it. So again, make sure that you send me a logo, and if it's not, if you feel like it still needs to be photoshopped, don't worry about that part. We will take care of that. And also I wanted to show you here, for those of you that received my email earlier, this is going to be our YouTube page to upload all of the videos. So here I have the template changing color, front page slideshow, calendar, and then general overview. So general information as to how to add your channels, how to add your pages, and how to add sections. There will be more videos on a weekly basis, because all of these virtual live sessions will go there. There are tutorials and documents that I will upload to, and I will send you a link to that. But I also wanted to show you that on every single tab, there's this How Do I tab. Oh, it froze. Now, How Do I tab pretty much helps you with everything. There are a bunch of guides, tutorials, and even videos on how to do everything. Now, if after you've reviewed these, you still have a question, please feel free to send me an email and to contact me and I will help you. But for the most part, everything's already here. Some of the guides that I will share with you in documents are guides that I collaborate or that I found here. So feel free to do that. And then in addition, we will be conducting kind of what we would call audits to all the schools, just to review to make sure that everybody has content. Remember, we do not want to see a lot of under construction on pages because parents, we've been receiving emails about that. They just want to see information on those pages. If you do not have information for that page, you can always make your page inactive, but make sure that there's enough content on your site that they would review. Also, make sure that you add text on your site because if you don't have text, you will get the error page. And again, if this section does not pertain to you, so for instance, if I go to students and you believe that dress code shouldn't be there, feel free to remove it, but always make sure that there's a new section there. So you can add up to 6 sections for each channel. However, you can add as many pages as you want under each section. The reason for that is because 6 will still look normal on the template. More than 6 it might break the template, and I think it's locked right now to only 6 anyway. But you can add as many pages as you want. There's a way for you to add a calendar to the page. You can use I recommend the Flex Editor page, but just keep in mind that there's only room for 6 sections here under each tab. And again, if there's a section that doesn't pertain to you, you can always rename the section. The easiest way to do that would be if I go here, actually, let's click on students dress code. You can either click on it, but it will take you to the page, or you can just click on options and you would change the name from it here. Make sure you change it in both places under section name and menu name, and then you would click on save. Any questions about that part so far? Okay, so I know we've covered, this was just one of those refreshers because I know many of you didn't attend the initial trainings. Next week, we'll probably view more tools and more apps specifically for your needs. If there is something that you would like for me to cover next Wednesday, please make sure that you send me an email and I will add all of those to the agenda. And for the time being today, thank you for coming, and please make sure that you check our YouTube page with all the videos.